Mr. and Mrs. Vendor, would you like to put this plan into motion? Guys and girls, never use 1,000 words when 50 will do.
Your goal is to create happy customers who then create other happy customers.
Oh, congratulations!
Here's what I've learned. The best of the best have got the problem.
We're selling, going, gone! So congratulations. Let's have a look at the facts.
What's your goal for the next 6 months?
Archie Mantsos is one of Harcourts' best operators in the business, in commissions, in auctions, in marketing. He treats the listing presentation as a science, and you're in for a PhD workshop on how to bulletproof your listing presentation.
Archie, how do you handle the issue of the value of the home? You bring up comparable sales? Is it something that's very much discussed in detail or not?
So what I'll do is I'll discuss 3 prices, okay, and I'll discuss the comparable sales, okay, and we'll look at those comparable sales. I'll discuss the vendor's goal on price, and then I'll say to a vendor, my job through this entire process is no 2 homes at the same time. And my job for you is to project manage your property and determine what your home, with its own personality, with its specific features and improvements, what's that worth to the right buyer under the right conditions.
So I love that term too. You will project manage to find what that property is worth at the right, what do you say, the right price to the right buyer?
To the right buyer under the right conditions. Conditions of emotional engagement, in other words, the buyer's emotionally engaged, and ideally with some social proof of real competition. They're not in isolation, but there's competition. That's your line.
Okay, so let me ask, Archie, do you sign it up there and there, or?
It's a balance of both.
Right.
It's a balance of, there's a balance of signing it up immediately. A lot of vendors have seen tremendous value with you. If you're one time presenting, sometimes it's a little bit difficult if you're first in. If they've had 2 agents in, I'll also dissect my process versus the other agent, not by being derogatory with the other agent, but just seeing how much value they added in, as opposed to myself.
How do you do that? How do you raise that subject?
Well, I'll ask a vendor right through their presentation, was this discussed with you? Can you see value in what we discussed? Does it all make sense? I'll consistently ask questions.
I'm always curious, you know, that point where they say, okay, I'm going with you. Who starts it off? Is it you that starts it off? Do you sort of say, when do I start work, or do they sort of say we're right to go, or how does the conversation then go? Or?
So I'll do a bit of a summary, and it's a couple of things I'll point out. So I'll say, Tom, I've run through a meeting today, and I hope I've added a lot of value to you today. I hope you've seen a lot of value. Can I ask you, was there anything else you wanted me to cover off on? And you might say, Archie, I'm fine with that. And I'll say, look, so Tom, I'll say we've discussed what's most important to you. We've assessed the market, and we've agreed where the price range should be. We've assessed the whole of your property and identified where the various buyer segments that we will target to create competition and a premium price outcome. We've agreed that the best selling strategy that will ensure us to control a successful sales outcome will be by auction. We've discussed marketing, the importance of exposing your property correctly, and our Harcourts advantage. I'll go on and I'll get yes, and I'll say, and then I'll sit and say, well, Tom, I'd really be excited to get started today. Is there any reason why we can't move forward today and start the process? So I'll ask the question at the end.
Okay, and after you've summarised, and after you've made sure that there's nothing that they want to ask,
correct,
and you've clarified that, you'll finish off with a nice warm, it doesn't even seem like a close, it actually feels just a flow, an effortless transition. And the words that you used was, is there any reason why we couldn't go ahead now? Is that what you said, or something to that effect?
I'd say, how would you feel about moving forward and putting this plan into motion?
Beautiful. Okay. Archie, I can see why, you do well. I can see why you do well. You haven't gone in there and just go with the flow. It's not a go with the flow type listing presentation. It might not be scripted, but it's definitely structured. I'm curious, one of the things that people that are watching this video will be saying is, I want to get into more presentations. That is fantastic, and I'm going to use that. What's Archie's best tip that they can give to someone right now to get into more presentation?
That concludes the free version of the video. To get the full interview plus all the tools and templates, join Real Estate Gym.